Hellraiser to me, Slade, I appreciated it. It was entertaining to me. It was dark enough. I'll tell you what it did. It was good enough to make me want to go back to the original and rewatch that one, if that gives it anything, to where it's just like, they did it enough justice to be like, okay, now let me go back. Let me see. They got the Cinnabites that always remind me of more of a cinnamon treat that you get at like, or that is in my son's cereal that it's just like, Daddy, can we have some Cinnabites this morning? Like, it gives me that. So it took me a minute to kind of warm up to them always. It was dark enough. And yes, I agree. I would have liked to see Pinhead more. I would have liked for them to really like go in a little bit more. But I was intrigued. I would stab Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I enjoyed it a lot. I really did. I was looking forward to it. I thought it had some great, like, scary sequences when, like, he was under the bed and he was doing all the stuff and he was watching.
Yeah.
It was terrifying to me. That was good. One of the best, like, scariest scenarios of being on a bus and Leatherface is on there and just slashes everybody up through the bus. That is horrifying. I was like, he ain't never done that before. And how everybody pulled out their phones first before he started ripping them up. Now, if we were on that bus, we would have been like,
so 21st century.
Yeah. Talking, excuse me. Because I'm like, now, whenever I see something a little fishy, people start pulling out phones, I'm moving towards the door. I don't know what that is. That's what I do. So I definitely appreciate Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Here's my problem. Halloween ends. Here's the deal. First of all, I went through a journey, okay? I watched it last night or Friday night, and I was watching it. I was going through it. Blake, you know how I get sleepy. I be falling asleep in movies, right? So like I was watching it. I was staying out, but then I had kind of realized, I was like, dang, I feel like I've been watching this a long time and Michael Myers ain't come up yet. Like, am I watching the right movie? And so then I looked, it was like 50 minutes in, and I was like, Michael Myers ain't even come out yet. And so eventually he did. And then I realized, because I had to watch it again the second day, I was dozing off in and out, apparently, because I didn't realize that the other dude killed anybody. I woke up to him being killed, and I was like, oh, I was just like, he was just trying to get his life right, and he can't even, dang, that's messed up. It wasn't until the next day I watched it, I was like, oh, it was like, goodness. I was like, I must have really been asleep. So what happened is after I watched it, I was just like, oh, this is whack. I even looked it up on Rotten Tomatoes. It was getting eat up. Here's what happened. You watch it a second time. That's what I'm encouraging you all to do.
Okay.
Is to watch it a second time. Because if you notice, because I did, when I read the reviews Friday night, the percentages were like 39%. And, it was even across the board. Ain't nobody liking this. As you keep checking, it keeps going up a little bit to where now it's about 50-50. Because I think what's happening is, I'm not saying it doesn't, I'm still skipping it, but I'm saying that what they tried to do, the direction that they were going, and kind of what they were, I guess the attempt, they tried. And I think what they were trying to do was interesting. I just think that there was I think they should have switched Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends and made that because I just don't feel like that.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like,
I heard a good example of how the movies go. So we have four, let's say in this universe, in the Halloween 2018 universe, there's only 4 Halloween movies. There's the original Halloween, there's Halloween that came out in 2018, there's Halloween Kills, and then there's Halloween Ends. So what they were saying was that the first Halloween movie is like the prologue to everything. And then the 2018 Halloween Kills is the actual meat of the movie, or the story rather. And then Halloween Ends is like the or the epilogue. And to me, that's kind of how it felt watching Halloween Ends. It felt like the ending of something, just like the last paragraph of something. Like, okay, so we saw all the action and kills, and this is what happens in Ends. He's basically dead. Michael Myers is dead. He has a new acolyte or whatever, and then he ends up dying, and then Laurie killed. Truthfully, this could have been wrapped up in Halloween Kills, to be honest with you.
Probably.
They just seem to stretch it out for ends, but that kind of made a little bit more sense to me if I look at it that way. Like, okay, the main part of the story is in 2018 and Kills, and the first movie and the last movie are kind of meant to be a little bit more quieter, I guess. But
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't work if you're a slasher fan, a ravenous slasher fan at that.
Halloween Ends is trash. I don't know what all y'all trying to find justifications and things, and I'm just gonna go ahead and just tell it how it is. It's not good. It's not a good movie.
And the fact that Laurie grabbed the knife out of old boy's neck,
yes,
when he stabbed himself, I'm like, why do they do that in movies? Like, why are you going to contaminate the murder weapon? You know what I mean? Like, you see the dude who killed himself.
It's a reaction.
Why are you going?
No.
Oh, Brandon, give me a break. Give me a break.
Because
You're
it's a
not
bad
gonna do
movie.
that.
Because it's bad.
You're not going to be like, oh God, oh no, oh God. You know what I mean? Just be holding the murder weapon there. It was just a little. It was a little out there.
Not to mention, she busted in the door and said, "What did you do?" And Jamie said, "Nothing." She could have said
nothing. Nothing. Oh no, dude. My thing is, dude, so y'all got Michael Myers on the roof of the car, driving him through town to the meat grinder, and then they're reporting it all over the news. That's the type of Biden would have to give a speech about, dude. He'd have to come out and be like, because there's no way in 2022, a whole town is gonna just kill somebody, parade them through town, then put them in the meat grinder.
Everybody had enough. We've had enough of Michael Myers.
I agree, but it's all over TV, and they act like it's not a national incident, like with that type of shit. You know, like, dude, come on. Maybe I'm thinking too much into this, but I mean, they wanted us to think. They wanted us to take it this way. They wanted us to look at this movie as a realistic situation. Oh, Michael Myers is 70-something years old. He's not going to be able to do this and that. Okay, then, if we're in this frame of reality, then none of this, what y'all are doing to wrap this movie up, can happen. It stretches the imagination a little.